Hey, call me Shape. And today I'm reacting to a video titled, Black Women Say No Thanks to Motherhood. Men don't care. Let's get right into it.
And when a woman posts something about not wanting kids or kids not being from her, please stop going in the comments saying, I had my first child when I was 38. You still have time. I don't want time. I just don't want children. I'm glad you had kids at 38, but I literally don't want them. Leave me alone. Thank you. And when a woman...
It's funny because black women come online and announce the fact that they don't want something, that they're not mad about something, or something doesn't bother them, then why are you telling us? Like, why are you announcing this to the world? We don't care, but hey, okay, black women don't want children. I get it. Or some of them don't. Anyway, here's another black girl that tries to defend why some black women don't want children. Again, if you don't want children, that's fine. But why are you telling us? Anyway, we're going to listen to what she has to say and we'll respond to it.
A woman who does not fall for societal's conditioning that you only have value if you get married and have kids is a huge threat, especially to men who are in the same position as her, which is incredibly ironic. The men who I notice react the most strongly to women who don't want to get married and don't want to have kids are the men who are not married and either don't have kids or have baby mamas. Like, I'm just going to keep it a buck. And as a woman who's had to navigate this choice that I made, which they also don't believe it's an intentional choice. They believe it's a circumstance because you just couldn't, or you were only going for the top 10% or 20% or whatever random statistic they say. As a woman who's had to navigate this choice, I can tell you, I felt the most empowered dating when I made peace with the fact that I don't want to have kids and I'm okay if I don't get married. Now, I've always wanted partnership. I always wanted a really healthy, romantic, passionate partnership.
Wait. What? Wait, first of all, she said she's a threat. A threat to who? You ain't no threat. You ain't got no hands. What are you talking about? Like, who are you a threat to? Women just say these things, and I guess they sound good, but who feels threatened by the fact you don't want to have kids? Girl, self-sabotage yourself. We don't care. Get your tubes tied. Do what you have to do. Get your uterus removed. It doesn't gonna make me no difference. It ain't gonna make me no never mind. Like, a threat to who? Girl, please. We don't care. Okay, and she's talking about, oh, well, the men that are bothered or the women that are in the position and we're going to be threatened by us. We're not threatened by you, I promise you. I don't lose sleep at night thinking about, oh my God, this black woman doesn't want to have children. I don't lose sleep at night about it, okay? But you believe so, whatever. You can believe whatever you want, okay? Let me guess, yeah, like you said, you want a partnership, not a marriage. You want a romantic partnership, whatever. You try to redefine the world as much as you want to. You're allowed to do that, okay? You try to make the world whatever you think it is, okay? But society didn't suggest that you should be married and have kids. God did. God did. God gave you a uterus. God gave you ovaries. He gave you eggs. Now, if you want to squander them, then squander them. A lot of people squander gifts. You don't got to be the only one. Okay? Now, here's a beautiful black woman, or should I say a pretty black woman, that doesn't want kids either. And it shocks me because please don't fall for what these old heifers are telling you to do. Don't fall for it. But you know what? She has, so we're going to listen to what she has to say and we'll respond to it.
If you ever want free birth control, go spend time with somebody else's kids. I recently was spending time with my family, so I was with my little cousins, my uncle's kids, 10 and 11, boy and girl. Bro, first of all, I played pool with the 10-year-old. He's a boy. Why was this kid cheating the whole game? And then he took 30 minutes to pick a show. We were trying to put on Avatar. He was trying to put on everything he knows he was not supposed to watch. And he was arguing with me. I'm not finna argue with you. And then you ask me for a piece of gum? Absolutely not. Get out of my face with that. The 11-year-old, the little girl, she wanted me to pick her up so bad. So I pick her up finally. And she's like, haha, I finally touched your wig. What was the reason for that? What was the reason for that? And then they talk over you. They want to argue with you and give you like the worst insults that you've ever heard. That's the best you got? That I'm tall and skinny? That's it? That's gonna hurt my feelings? Girl, bye. If you ever want free birth...
This girl is literally recounting the time that she played with her nieces, nephews, little cousins, whatever. And this is why you don't want kids? Because they sunned you? Because a little boy dominated you at 11 years old and a little girl asked you to pick her up just to touch your weave and say, haha, I touched your wig? Yo, that's pretty funny. I didn't watch, clearly you see I didn't watch this whole clip. I picked them when I see little stuff about them. They didn't want kids, so I thought, okay, this is a decent clip. But a couple things. One, what's up with her eyes? Like the focal lens on her, it just makes like her eyes look like super magnified. I don't know what's up with that. Like, it doesn't look real, right? It looks like AI generated. Either way, I think it's funny. You can learn a lot from children, and this is why I think it's smart for people to have kids. But you don't have to do that, okay? To me, it's your purpose in life. If you think you could just deny your purpose in life, then do so, okay? But there's other women that feel this exact same way. Here's a 27-year-old lady with no kids, and she's going to defend to the world that. And by the way, no one asked, but she's going to defend why she don't want kids. Let's listen, and we're going to respond. Hey, listen up, Shape Squad. Are you tired of being ignored by women? Well, download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up. It's going to teach you how to master attraction, build unshakable confidence, and win with women without words. Because chances are you're not ugly, you just talk too damn much. So download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up, and take control of your dating life right now. Now let's get right back to the content.
Parents mad about the 21 with no kids trend. It's so weird to me because y'all post y'all pictures of y'all babies all the time. Y'all brag about how much y'all love being a parent and all of that. But the second that somebody childish go like, woo, team no kids, it's World War fucking 7. Y'all in their comments like, well, you pop Plan Bs like Skittles. No, the fuck they don't. You got a graveyard coochie. You had 75 abortions. They probably didn't. It's also weird because y'all be like, well, you can't pick your baby mama, you can't pick your baby daddy. You fucked them. You could pick. Like, being mad at us, like condoms, birth control, and abstinence is not an option is insane. Because you really did pick that route, and we picked this route. And then, not to even be shady, but I know so many people who they were saying, like, oh, they don't want to have no kids, they don't want to have no kids. They got with a certain man, and then that changed. They had a kid, now all of a sudden they treat you weird for still being childless. Bitch, I'm just sticking to what we both said. Why the fuck are you mad at me now? That's weird. Parents mad about the 21.
Yo, she is getting the raw deal from her. Okay, I guess I see why people are posting about this, because people are giving them hella shit. They said that she had graveyard pussy. Yo, that is so, I gotta use that. I'm still in that. I'm sorry. All you women that don't have kids, y'all got graveyard pussy, okay? Yo, I wasn't expecting. I really should have watched these clips, y'all. I didn't watch these. I wasn't expecting that. And they said that she popping Plan Bs like it's Skittles. Hey, yo. It just shocks me, though, because here's an attractive woman who could spend much better time and energy on something else than fighting with people that you don't want to have kids. But you know what the number one red flag here? Her septum ring. I just did a video about this, right? The things that black men must disqualify women for, the Keishas for. If you see a Keisha with a nose ring, run, okay, as fast as you can. Disqualify her. She is not worth it, okay? But a shout out to her. I think she has natural hair, so she got something right? But, you know, ultimately, you get one thing wrong, you're out. Anyway, here's a girl who, I guess she's a nurse. Maybe she's in the healthcare profession. She goes on a huge rant about not wanting kids and people pushing back at them. I think it's funny. Let's listen to what she has to say and we'll respond to it.
I can't be the only woman who's had to deal with this. Leave it to men to make it an issue because you want to be a well-rounded woman in today's society. I was talking to this guy and he was like, wow, you're in your 30s, you've never been married, you don't have any children. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with me? Sir, you told me that you have 3 children by 2 different women and you're not with any of them. There is something wrong with me? Excuse me for wanting to travel and, live abroad and live my life before, settling down and having children and getting married. Excuse me for wanting to focus on my career so I can become a self-sufficient individual in today's society and not be dependent on anyone. Think of children. My dog lives a better life than some of the children that you guys have brought into this world, but there's something wrong with me. Excuse me for wanting to work on myself as an individual so that I can hone in the skills, knowledge, and wisdom to cultivate and grow a loving, sustaining relationship with the individual. Excuse me for actually thinking about the individual that I want with me when it comes to raising children. I don't think some of y'all be thinking about who it is that you're bringing children into this world with. I just wanted to live my life, a little bit before I started to have kids because I don't want to live a life of regret. I don't ever want to get on here and be like, what if, like some of you guys, but there's something wrong with me. I don't know. I can't be the only woman who's had to deal with this. Leave it.
I think there is something wrong with you because according to you, you just got in a whole argument with the dude you speaking to, and you making fun of him for having 3 kids by 2 different baby mamas who you said he rarely sees, but you're the girl talking to him. You said, excuse me for trying to live my life and have a career and be self-sustaining but why you did all that, so then why are you talking to a quote-unquote loser and then trying to shame him for being a loser and then acting like you're not a loser, but you're the loser that's talking to him? Like, please tell me, let me know that you're a feminist without telling me you're a feminist, right? Because these are the feminist results. They talk a big game, but then they end up with losers. They end up with bums, and they say they hate bums, but that's the exact men they end up with, right? Ebony K is like, oh yeah, I would never date a bus driver. But you went and bought bus driver sperm, and you fought for it. Make it make sense, okay? And by the way, you know I don't like tattoos whatsoever. I like girls with bare skin. Peep the tattoo on her arm. A snake. Yeah, I know. Completely not my type. But here's the thing, right? They don't understand that these women embody the Jezebel spirit. And so we have to metaphorically throw the Jezebels out the window like God ordained it to be. Yeah. God ordained Jezebel to be thrown out the window. You guys, I told the story before, right? Yeah, Jezebel, she's thrown out the window. Go read it. It's in the Bible. Yeah, she's thrown out the window to her death. And then dogs ate her corpse. Yeah, we can't do that now, but we got to metaphorically throw them out the window, okay? And so she's out of there, okay? I don't know what she's talking about, but apparently her and the dude she's talking to are both losers. Anyway, here's a girl that's responding to a comment that said, can you make a video on why you don't want any more kids? So some women have kids, and then they don't want any more kids. I don't want to jump into why they don't want any more. We're going to let her explain, and then we're going to respond to it.
Yes, I can. So for me personally, I posted about this previously, but I have the capacity for 1 child. I used to want a lot of kids, and then I had Zara, and I realized just how much time and energy and just real intention that it takes to raise a child and a good human being. It's not easy, and I would much rather be an amazing mom to 1 child than an an okay mom to multiple children. So I just knew that my capacity, my patience, my love, I could do so much more and be a better mother to 1 child than I ever could be to multiple. And I don't want no more kids. Being pregnant was cool, but I don't want to go through that again either. There's just a lot of different reasons. Yes,
Tell me you're a single mom without telling me you're a single mom. And it's so sad because she's a lovely, attractive woman. She doesn't have real hair. Okay, we're going to give her a little bit, we're going to deduct a point for that. But she's worried about having more kids. Baby, you need to get a husband first. What you talking about? That's why it's hard. I don't know why women decided they're going to try to do this on their own, and then they realize how hard it is. And now they're going to make everyone else suffer because of it. Your child doesn't want to be an only child. They want siblings. Like, one of the things I'm so glad I had was siblings. You learn a lot about life through your siblings. You learn a ton about life through your siblings, right? Just a ton, right? And because a lot of people think that if you have the same parents, you guys are going to be the same. But me and my siblings are completely different, and we grew up under the same roof. We're like completely different, night and day, all right? Some of us look alike, and some of us don't even look alike, all right? So go figure. Anyway, here is an older black woman, right? And she's quoting the article by Essence Magazine talking about the rich auntie movement, empowering black women who don't want kids, empowering black women who don't want kids. How are you empowered if you have no legacy? How are you empowered if you can't continue what you're doing through your children, through your seed, through your ears? Anyway, it makes sense to them. We're going to let them speak, and we're going to react to it.
Okay, y'all. So Essence Magazine has a really amazing article about the rich auntie movement, which I am a very huge part of and very excited to talk about. So being a rich auntie, first let's look at that word rich, because I'm pretty sure people assume it's really all about money. Like, obviously we have more money. That it clearly shows that if you don't have kids, you got more pocket change, right? That makes sense because kids are so expensive. But when I say rich, I'm referring to the way that I define wealth, which is time. And so to me, having ownership of my time is wealth. Being able to move and go and travel and see and do the things that I want to do on my time, that is wealth to me. So let's start with that term rich and let me know, how do you define wealth?
We define wealth as time as well, but listen, it's not about how much time you have, it's what you do with your time. A man in jail got a lot of time, and a lot of time to himself. Are you suggesting that you'd be happy if you were in jail? Oh no, you wouldn't be happy because you, like you said, you'd be able to travel and do stuff. But at least you're by yourself. You can't travel. So, but what it seems to me from what I observe, is black women think that life is all about pleasure, pleasing themselves, right? All the black women that don't want to have kids, they still want to do the act that makes kids, right? They want to separate and they want to divorce sex from child rearing, but they still want to have sex. So that means you want to have fun and get your nut off, but you don't want the consequences of getting your nut off, right? Again, when we're doing this, we're playing with God. God gave pleasure. He designed sex to be a pleasurable thing for married people. He didn't design it so you could get your rocks off and you could come hard as hell. But I know a lot of women think this way because Satan is their daddy. Satan told you that, yeah, sex ain't about kids. It's about you having fun and playing with your clit. It's debauchery. It's complete debauchery, yet they think this is intelligible. They think this makes sense. They think this is respectable. No, it's not. Okay? If you want a man to come over and smash you and bust your guts, literally explain to me how that makes you a respectable woman. Where the same experience can be had by a woman who's in a loving marriage who gives birth to children and she's not just using her loins for fun. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? It's wild to me because the women think they're so smart. They're so smart. Anyway, so here's, of course, Sheriff 7 had to give her 2 cents on what women who don't want kids, what they should do with their lives, right? We just have such lovely black female role models, such as Sheriff 7, who, by the way, has children and she's married, but she's going to tell you what to do, even though she won't do it.
Can I give advice for girls who don't want kids? Date older men who already got kids. They're old and grown. But you never have to worry about them asking you for some more kids because they've already raised their kids. So if you don't want kids, date old men that already got grown kids. Okay? And you will never have to worry about it because they won't care. They've already had theirs. All right. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Sheriff 7 looks like a hot mess, bro. Look at her. Look at the grays in her hair. I don't know why women follow her when no men, name a high-value man that desires to be with Sheriff 7. All the women y'all take advice from, the black women, they take advice from women who no men want. We don't want them. You take advice from Sheriff 7, Tracy Ellis Ross, Gabrielle Union. You take advice from women that are undesirable to men unless those men are weird. You would think if you're going to follow the advice of any woman, especially your elder, you're going to follow the advice from a woman that has a man that you find desirable. I'm not saying you should try to want and steal her man, but you should try to want the outcome that she has. Sheriff 7, from all I can tell, she dates a man that supposedly has money. Whatever that means. In my personal opinion, she's probably the breadwinner because she probably makes more money as a content creator than he does, but whatever. And, according to her, she lives a soft life, but she's overweight, out of shape, and she's undesirable to men. So what the hell is she talking about? I digress. Anyway, here's a woman who's a brown girl, which, by the way, India has a 1% divorce rate. But, when you come to America and you get Americanized, you think just like the Americans. So here's a woman who's from a culture who's largely married. Yeah. And by the way, when they come to America, they actually have the highest median income out of any household in America, more than white people. Indians, on average, right, their median income for Indian couples, married couples, are $100,000 a year. That's the highest out of all races. But anyway, we're going to let her speak, and we're going to respond to it.
I've not seen a single South Asian creator talk about not wanting kids, so today I'm gonna do it. These are all the reasons why I will not be having children. Honestly, across the world, if you're a woman and you say that you don't want to have kids, people look at you like you're crazy. But I feel like specifically in South Asian communities, I'm pretty open about not wanting kids, and whenever I say it out loud, people look at me like I have lost my mind, like I need a lobotomy. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do a whole video to show you that this is something that I've really thought about, and I know that I can't do it. I also know that people are going to try to make me feel bad about this decision, and all I want to let you know is that you cannot shame the shameless. Trust me, I am shameless. Number one, I am lazy and I am selfish. Yep.
That is it. That is all I have to hear. I am lazy and I am selfish. Self-proclaimed. At least she's honest. At least she's from a culture that can say, you look lazy. You look lazy. You got the Michelin neck. You look lazy. You're overweight. You ain't even got to stand up. I know you're overweight. And I got nothing against overweight people, but you have to understand, if you're overweight and unmarried, you're in bad shape. The only woman who could afford to be overweight are the women who already provided and protected for her. I don't think they should be overweight either, but these are the only women that could afford it. If you're unmarried, you don't have a child, you don't have a husband, it don't make no sense for you to be in a position of undesirability. I don't even want to hear what the rest she got to say. The fact that she said that she's lazy and selfish says it all, right? And I think a lot of black women can relate to her. Anyway, here's another black girl. In fact, this is the first video I played out of these series of clips. She didn't go into detail, but now she's going into detail. I thought this was pretty interesting. Let's hear what she got to say, and we'll respond to it.
And I actually live to piss y'all moms who love to shit on child-free women off. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it once. Mother's Day weekend is this weekend. I love my mother. I got her so many cute little gifts because I'm celebrating her being such a great mother. And I love that she's been such a great mother. But please do not let this weekend and people saying it, commercials saying it, all this shit. Motherhood is the best thing you can ever do in life. Motherhood will be your greatest accomplishment. Motherhood is the greatest thing anyone can ever do in their lives. No, it's not. The greatest thing you can ever do in your life is live your life for you. The greatest thing you can ever do in your life is do the things that you want to do in life. If that's being a mom, great. If that's not being a mom, amazing. If that's the best thing you want to do in your life is fucking eat a burger on a Tuesday night, amazing. The best thing you can do in life is stop fucking listening to society telling you what you should be doing in life and what's the best thing you can do in life, and parenthood's the best thing you can do in life. And to any of y'all moms who get upset with this, please worry about the fact that your husband probably has not gotten you anything for Mother's Day. He's going to run on Sunday morning to a convenience store and get you a fucking card and say, Happy Mother's Day. There's a good chance he hasn't even taken your kids out to shop for you something for Mother's Day, especially if they're young. So worry about that. But yeah, girls, do not let this weekend sell you the lie of motherhood, parenthood, having kids is the best thing you can do in life and your most important thing you can do in life. It's not. The most important thing you can do in life is live for you, however that looks. Just saying.
The most important thing you can do in life is live for you. Only the Gentiles can feel this way. And they think it's society. No, baby, society told you to think the way you think. Society told you to feel entitled. You have all this unearned privilege that you don't understand. You have unearned privilege you don't understand. You live in a house you didn't build. You're eating and consuming resources you didn't have to harvest. You didn't have to have any agriculture skills to produce. You're wearing clothes you didn't knit. People don't understand the society we live in. It has all this abundance of resources that we can get cheaply because someone else decided that they're going to provide value for someone else other than themselves. People understand when you earn money, money is like a certificate that you provided value for somebody else. Anytime you have money, money is a certificate that you did something for someone other than yourself. If you want to be rich, I'm going to tell you a little secret. The money that you want to accumulate is in the pockets of other people. So if you want to go get it, you have to provide them with something of value. And if it has a lot of value, they will gladly give it to you. I sell these hats. People gladly give me money for these hats. They gladly do so. Okay, they take their hard-earned money and give it to me. And shout out to everyone that bought a hat. I appreciate you guys. But I literally have to go through the process of getting these hats, putting them together, and having a whole business for it, right? Because I gotta have a P.O. box. I gotta have all these things in order for me to just sell hats, right? This is sell hats. A Shopify, this, that, the whole nine. And I did all that just so I could provide a convenient way for people to get a cool, dope hat that I wear. And I listened to people in my comments. They said, hey, man, can you provide a hat? That's one, too. This whole YouTube channel, people look at me like, oh, you got 12,000 subscribers. You think you're popping. Do you know how many videos I have to make for other people to get this many subscribers? I have almost 700 videos. You see this video? Yeah, I made 700 of videos like this in order to get here. That's providing value for somebody else. So if you ask me why I got more money, I could travel and live my life more than this girl, is because I provided value for somebody else. And you know where we get that principle from? The Bible. The Bible. The Bible tells you to use money and serve people. But nowadays, these Gentiles, you know what they do? They use people. I'm sorry. I'm going to say that over again. The Bible tells you to love people and use money. But you know what the Gentiles do? They love the money and use the people. And that's exactly what she did. She's going around trying to use everybody for her own benefit, living her life. Her job is to live her life, whatever the hell that means. Mind you, but she still wants gas stations, running water, electricity, which, by the way, there's a lot of places in the world that don't have it. So clearly she thinks she's entitled to it. But if you are entitled to it, go somewhere else, because the rest of the world don't have it. If it's you that's entitled to it, you should be able to get it wherever you go, right? Because it's you, right? You're the one that's entitled to it, right? Ridiculous. You want all these amenities, all these privileges from being in an America or a first world country, and you don't sit around and think to yourself, what can I do for my country? You're still looking at, what can the country do for me? What can the country do for me? This is the level of narcissism that women have. But you know what they do? They turn around and say that, oh, men are so narcissistic. They're narcissistic. When we're selfish, y'all hate us. But when y'all selfish, y'all want to be celebrated. You want to be celebrated for being selfish. Anyway, but you're going to get exactly what you want. You want to just get dick, right? You just want to get fucked, right? For fun? You want men to just fuck on you for fun? Well, that's exactly what you're going to get. And I hate to curse. I just talked about Jesus and stuff like that. I hate to curse. But the reality of it is that's exactly what she's going to get. So, Lord, forgive me. She's going to get and thrown to the side of the road. Because you know exactly what we need to do with these Jezebels. God already said we got to do with these Jezebels. We got to metaphorically throw the Jezebels out the window. Yeah, that's what we got to do with them. Anyway, here's a girl saying that she's not ready for kids. Let's listen to what she had to say and we'll respond to it.
If I was to find out I was pregnant today, I would go into cardiac arrest. It's got so bad, whenever I hear an announcement at work that somebody's expecting a baby, my thought is, how? During these cosy livings? Let me tell you, if I was to have a baby today, I need to have $500,000 in my savings account, minimum. Like, I'm really deep in it. Nappies, food, clothing, nursery. These nurseries, yeah, are stealing a living. What am I hearing about nursery fees being over £1,000 a month? And if your child is sick and they can't attend nursery, you still get charged. What kind of evilness is that? The other day,
you are the evil one. You want everything for free. You got a piano behind you, running electricity, and you want all this for free. And you don't even got your own hair on. Someone had to give up their hair so you could have hair. Black women don't understand that people are giving up what they have so you could have hair. Someone said in my comments, we don't know if these people that are giving us hair are slaves from a certain country that starts with the letter C. Shout out to my vegan brother. He mentioned that, but it's true. I don't know. That might be the case. I don't know. I don't know where the hell y'all hair is coming from. I know it's not growing out of your head. But they're ungrateful. They're super ungrateful. They feel so entitled to the world. Oh, if I had a baby, I need $500,000 in the bank. To do what? To buy stuff? So many people, poor people, think the purpose of money is to buy stuff and to pay bills. And that's why they're poor. Let me tell you something, and I said this in a prior video, why I don't have that much money. Not that I have much money, but I don't have that much money saved. Because you know the purpose of money is to rich people? To go get more money. Yeah, you take your money, and you want that money to make you more money. So when I get money and I earn money, I invest it into things that can make me more money. And some of those things are my own skills, right? But a lot of these skills that I'm learning is to provide and serve other people. You think I don't want to be laying up in my bed? I live on my own. You don't think I want to be on Hinge or on a date with a girl laying up on my bed, smacking cheeks right now on a Sunday night instead of making a video for a bunch of people who might not appreciate it? Might not. I'm going to just say the words, might not. Okay? Because this video could do well, it could do bad. Who knows? We're going to find out. The algorithm's going to determine that. All I got to do is show up and do my best work. Countless hours of work. 10,000 hours of work to become good at a skill that serves other people. So people can sit back and eat their popcorn and enjoy the show. Well, I got to make the show. What did Drake say? Well, all my friends out partying, I'm just home making all the music that they party to. And y'all mad that Drake's rich. And you want to have the money, $500,000 to do that. But what are you going to do? Who are you going to serve to make that $500,000? Exactly. Nobody. You want the world to serve you. Again, the Bible tells us to love people and use money. But what did the Gentiles do? Use people and love the money. Sad, right? It's sad. It's pathetic. It's disgusting. Anyway, one last video, I swear, because I can't take this anymore. I had a few more videos left, but I don't even want to see them myself. We're going to listen to what she has to say, and we're going to respond to it.
I feel like we're missing the plot on people making videos about women making videos about 21 with no kids or whatever with no kids. And then some mothers are upset about it and questioning, like, why are you making these videos? Blah, 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 blah. I think we're missing the plot as women. We have to understand that in each lane, we are fighting for different things that is a betterment of all of us. Women being liberated about not being defined by motherhood is the reason why some people are mad about people saying 21 with no kids. The reason why is because people were never gloating, women were never gloating or being able to see themselves outside of motherhood, right? So now you have a generation of women who are saying those things, right? And then you have women as well that are saying how much they love motherhood, right? But what we have to understand is that there needs to be a variety of women and representation under each aspect of what it looks like to be a woman, right?
To be a woman is to be able to rear children. Being a woman, not turn around to get smashed for fun because a man has a good pull-out game where he's wearing a condom, or you could go fucking to a Plan B, or you could go to Planned Parenthood and get I don't even want to say the word, get an A, torsion, right? That's not what it means to be a woman. That's not. I think it means to be a woman. Y'all got this little thing called a clit, and y'all think that determines your entire body. You think pleasure is the determining factor of your life, and you blame society. So society trying to shame me, my friend. Society gave you that idea, and society's helping you live out that idea. All this thing about society's helping you. You didn't make condoms, but condoms exist. You didn't make Planned Parenthood, but Planned Parenthood exists. You don't make Plan B, but Plan B exists. Society is cultivating the atmosphere so you could live this debauchery lifestyle. And you keep talking about society. Where's this society that you speak of? Because the last time I checked, everyone's in uproar with the whole Roe v. Wade and this and that, and people being able to delete their own child. Everyone's in uproar about it as if it's a right to be able to kill babies. You can't make this up, guys. You can't make this up. We're living in some scary times. We are. And maybe it's a good thing that these crazy women don't want to have children, because the last thing we need is more crazy women. By the way, women, I want y'all to understand the reason why women were suppressed the way you guys assume they were, because they were just like you. But back in the day, no one tolerated it. They didn't have time to tolerate it. In Jesus' time, when Jesus resurrected, one of the things that people critique was he really resurrected? He was resurrected. The first people that seen him were women. And you know why it's kind of strange that women were the first people to observe the resurrection of Christ and see his body after he resurrected? Because back then, in the first century, a woman was an incredible witness. So people say, if you're going to make up a lie and say Jesus resurrected, you wouldn't say that a woman witnessed him, because women weren't looked at as credible accounts. Now, I'm saying that to say that you are very similar to those exact same women from the first century. Crazy, full of emotions, and thinking that your way is the best way and everyone should be just like you. No one stood up for it back then. You know what? And I understand why. This is batshit crazy, okay? I'm not against women having the right to do certain things, but I want y'all to understand it is your own nature why no one took y'all seriously this entire time. All right? Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see y'all over there.